I'm still sad that the dogs collapsing the room in the last episode didn't make it to the final cut, and I didn't realize until after.
That's so unfortunate. We need to release a bloopers at some point.
That would be funny, but if they're not in the actual, like, I don't know. Anyway, welcome everyone to the.
Oh, we're
the Brunch
recording.
Videos.
Yeah, we've been recording for a minute.
Oh,
Literally.
I was
I almost
looking
did
at
my YouTube intro.
I was looking at saxophone solos.
Well, welcome everyone to the Brunch Videos podcast. I am RJ, your host for tonight, and happy brunch to Fiandari, Indonesia.
Happy
Brunch, Fiandari.
Today's episode, before we started off, I wanted to just say to everyone listening, whether you're an original listener or have been listening for a little bit, or if you're brand new, we're glad you're here. Welcome in. If you're not familiar, because I don't think we've done one of these in a while, if you're not familiar with the premise of the podcast, we just talk about random things. It's just supposed to be an hour, so you can listen to us on your lunch break or on your commute to work.
Your
or
brunch break.
Just at the gym, whatever the case may be. But we have a rotating host order, so this is my week. Today, I thought we would discuss a little bit of a nostalgia episode, if you will. So one thing that I've been, I guess, pondering lately are earlier parts of my life. I do this thing to relax at the end of the day now where I'll plug in my headphones and I'll just lay in the dark and just listen to some music. And it's been really, really like therapeutic almost. But it gets your brain working. And so tonight I wanted to discuss just some things that you would go back and re-experience for the first time if you could. And one of the most prominent ones for me are of course, some video game selections.
Yeah, same here.
But one of the biggest ones for me is Pokemon Emerald.
Great choice.
Playing that game as a kid, after having come out of playing the original Gen 1 and 2 games for the Game Boy Color, was really cool. You know, it had a massive world map, and the visuals were a lot better. And there were a lot of new Pokemon, right? And it felt like an adventure. It was great. Like nowadays, I could probably play through that game with my eyes closed. But it's just one of those things that you play through it again, and you still love it, and you still hold it dear, but it's not ever going to be the same. And I wish I could go back and re-experience it for the first time to just, have that little bit of sparkle, if you will.
I have that with so many games. Much more recent games, because I don't have as much nostalgia for some of the older games, with the exception of SWTOR, Star Wars The Old Republic. Because that was like my first major MMO. And there's something about the way it feels now, and having grown up, it was like, part of me wishes I could re-experience the beginnings, because there's multiple storylines of that game again. Like it got to the point where I know verbatim some quest dialogue. I've played through the early parts of that game. I think I did it on one of Aiden's streams at one point. Aiden streamed an episode of SWTOR on this happened on Hutta, one of the starting planet for the bounty hunter and Imperial agent.
This.
I quoted
It was fun
before it happened, so on stream it was at the same time, the dialogue of an NPC. I have played through the game that much, and there's something about the beginning of it that I wish I could replay. There's a number of other games along the same lines more recently, but yeah, I feel that.
I have a couple of books that I would love to go back and read for the first time. There's the book Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier.
Oh, good book.
It's a great book. Some people hate it because they think the main character is too insecure. But that's kind of like half of the point of the story. So, but if you ever have the opportunity to read it, it was, I wouldn't say formative for me, but it really did. It's a light read, and it's easy to read, and it's a good read. It's really good. I read it 3 times in a 24-hour period.
Holy crap.
I really, really liked that book a lot. It's a murder mystery, so of course I really liked that book a lot. It's got good twists. It's a solid piece of murder mystery novel. And then the other one is The Man Who Was Thursday by Gilbert Keith Chesterton, or G.K. Chesterton. And a lot of people know him as a Christian apologist, but he wrote some pretty dang good mystery novels.
Yeah.
And some just societal critiques. And The Man Who Was Thursday is more of a critique using religious imagery and late 18th century, early 19th century, what's the word? Anarchism.
Interesting.
It's very interesting. It's worth the read. It's a little convoluted, but that one is one of my favorite books of all time. And I really like it a lot. I've read it 7 times now.
Yeah.
So, very good.
I have a couple of books that are kind of similar to me, or similar for me. I don't do a lot of reading now as an adult. As a kid, I did a lot, but that's also because I didn't have a whole lot else to do. Because of other circumstances. But one of them for me that I was actually just talking to someone about, I don't remember who it was, The House of Stairs. Very interesting book. It was kind of like a commentary on, what is it, like Pavlov's experiment. I think that's the one with like the dog and the bells, right? Yeah. So it was a commentary on human conditioning, and I can't say too much without spoiling the book if anyone wants to read it. But it's about these kids, and they're trapped in a maze of stairs, right, in this facility that they've been put into, and they can't remember anything beyond this or whatever. But there's a machine inside this structure that gives them food. It responds to them doing certain actions or saying certain things or whatever. And as the book continues, the demands for this food machine get more and more extreme, and the kids start dividing themselves into factions about like what's too much and what's not enough, and who gets how much food and blah blah blah. There's a whole hierarchy system or whatever. But it's been a long time since I read that book. But I was actually just thinking about this the other day because I think that it would make a very good movie adaptation with modern cinematography. The problem is I wouldn't trust many studios to make it well.
Yeah.
So if for whatever reason A24 ever hears this podcast and you want to make a killer movie, that I will definitely back, House of Stairs. But yeah, other ones are like Dan Brown books. Whenever I got old enough to read those ones are a lot more like mystery, thriller. Well, he has different. Well, actually, no, I'm thinking of a different one. Dan Brown and then Clive Cussler were some of the other ones that I read growing up.
Aiden, do you have any?
All right. So I do have a lot of nostalgia. I'm a creature that's very much built around it, mentally speaking. But it can be like I guess some of the more obscure things, like laying on a giant sandstone rock.
Yes. In the middle of the sun.
Yes, in Oklahoma. Because I used to do that. Riley and I, we would go and we would play games out on this giant sandstone slab. And then if we were ever kind of tired of running around, just sit down, lay down on it. It was great. It was I would dare say that it was more than fun. It felt like what life was supposed to be for me.
Yeah. It feels like a moment that kind of encapsulates like the joys of childhood, you know?
Yeah. And there are other things too, like getting abandoned by your friends during hiking.
It's a weird thing to want to relive.
Well, weren't you with Dad when that happened, though?
No, there are multiple cases where, because I'm not very athletic, and everyone else, for some reason, hiking is it's not about the journey, it's about getting there and as fast as we can.
That's like the opposite of what hiking is. Sorry to butt into the more like the. That is the complete opposite. Okay, anyway.
There's a bunch of athletic kids. Sorry, athletic people listening to this. I don't have any shade against you.
Don't apologize to the mongrels.
We love you, athletic people.
RJ arbitrarily likes and dislikes listeners. Anyway,
that's a given.
I assign priorities.
Valid. So anyway, I'd get abandoned a lot in the middle of a hike, and I know where we're going. It's a trail. You can go forward, but just being at my own pace in nature, sometimes with a friend, sometimes not. Just you saw so many cool things, like different kinds of bugs. I say this a lot on Discord. Not so much anymore. I need to pick it up again. But have you looked at moss recently? Like, have you taken a macro lens from a camera and looked closely at moss? You would be surprised about just the complexity and beauty that's inside of it. It takes my breath away every time.
I'm so sorry. The first thought that I had was take my breath away.
So many, like, we'll be in the middle of something like super important, or like we're on a time crunch, and Aiden is like, "Hold up, there's moss," and we'll have to
stop and smell the roses. That's another guy. I'm stop and take a picture of the moss.
Stop and stare at moss.
It is exactly stop and stare at moss. And
we don't have no damn flowers here.
I'm not complaining because I do. Moss is cool. I'll agree with that.
We would go
100%.
to a youth camp. We've probably talked about youth camps a couple times, and at one point in time, it was for these quote-unquote devotionals, and it was like, read a pamphlet and go, Bible stuff.
Go what?
But, Bible stuff.
I've got a pen. Sorry.
Okay, so... No, you're good. And hearing about other people, like, some people really struggled with that. And I'm over here going like, screw this pamphlet, I'm gonna go look at these bugs.
Enjoying God's creation. Screw this pamphlet, I'm gonna go look at bugs.
I'm just like,
There's
wow.
like a great t-shirt or a great hat. Like, you know those like super verbose hats?
That would be great. Yeah. So that I guess that's just kind of the guy that I am. I can't sit there and read a piece of paper when I'm outside and have nothing else to do. I'm not gonna read, I'm gonna look at things.
You want me to read?
In the middle of all this, waves around at the moss.
This is beautiful. I'm not gonna read some stupid pamphlet.
The SpongeBob meme where he's like pointing at like the closet or whatever and pointing at the other thing and then points outside.
Yeah. It's great.
Does make Joseph Aura make way more sense though, as a character.
Yes.
Oh. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Didn't think about that.
I'm not gonna read. You want me to read?
If you want to know how much, like, I also get like depressive nostalgia, where I'll look at something and I'll want to relive it and such good times, but it also just leaves a pit of sadness deep inside me. For example, in my bedroom, I'm much better now. A while ago, a couple years back, our grandparents, they sold their house and their land that they've had for many, many years. And it really was like a second home to me because we moved a lot. It's just, I felt so sad that the, oh my goodness.
So did Winnie.
So did Winnie, apparently. Winnie, am I gonna have to close you out of my room for a second? She is throwing a fit. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna banish the dogs from my room. They're being too rowdy.
RJ, I can hear some tapping coming from your mic.
I don't know if it's tapping.
It's... I didn't think that was going to come through. Man, it's not tapping. It's the AC unit outside and downstairs. So the window in the bedroom where my desk is, it's a side slider, and the window was not fully on the track whenever we moved in. So I pushed it back in, but there's still a lot of noise that comes through the window. Yeah.
Well, that's lovely.
Unfortunately, there's not much I could do about it until I get some kind of soundproofing going.
Cheap rugs from Walmart.
Well, what I was going to do was get a couple of sheets of shit wood and some noise insulation foam off of Amazon and stick it to the boards and essentially create walls, because then I can literally just collapse them and take them with me whenever we move. So I don't have to worry about like permanently installing anything or sticking stuff to the wall and ruining the paint.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
So, where was I?
Your room.
Yeah. Nani and Pops.
Yeah, that's right. So, in my bedroom, I have a picture of their property. Because they felt really bad about how sad I was about it. So, they're like, hey, here, you can have this so that you can always have a piece of the property with you. And for a while, you know, I'd look at it and I just wish that I could go back, and it hurt really deep inside me. Because I can't. You can't go back to it. It's sold off to someone else. I'd be trespassing now.
They're actually running a shop on that property, so we could go there.
Huh.
But you're not gonna like the kind of shop because it's kind of feminine.
So what?
That it's
feminine.
I have a
cowgirl
feeling
clothes.
that
cowgirls.
I guess I could go, but it wouldn't be the same.
No, it would not.
And it is one of those things that I've decided, no matter how many times I would go to give a quote unquote proper goodbye, I'll never feel like it's enough.
Yeah. I feel like you kind of have like a yearning nostalgia. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do. It's so horrible whenever it's at friend gatherings and hangouts and stuff, because I'll be enjoying the hangout one moment, and then the next moment I'm completely closed off from everyone because I'm sad about everyone going to have to leave. And I'm thinking about how we're all going to have to say goodbye to each other permanently at one point in time, one day.
It just escalates really quickly.
It does.
It
and
really
it
does.
annoys the crap out of Riley.
I'm over here like, you have no right to be sad! The now is now, and the then hasn't happened yet.
I'm going from like, yay, this is great, I'm having fun, to, oh no, I'm going to have to say
leave my
goodbye to
house,
these
we're all
people
gonna-
one day for a final time. I don't need therapy.
Said every person who needs therapy.
So, along
Everyone say it with
Oh,
me.
sorry.
Therapy.
therapy.
Theremin.
I don't know what that is.
That's
What
my
is
best
theremin?
impression of a theremin. It's an instrument that you don't touch.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like the one that makes
Yeah.
the really spooky, like,
What if
alien
I want
sounds.
to touch it?
It would
But that they
start
wouldn't play
screaming
Rings
at you.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a real instrument, BT Dubs.
Yes.
Well,
Not
I
just,
figured because you're doing the ghosty noises.
Well, and you know
Yeah.
what's interesting too is like you would think that the theremin is like a fairly new thing. It's not.
No.
Like, it's actually
No.
kind of old.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it reminds me of people playing with, like playing a saw blade.
Yes.
It's been around since
Yes.
since 1920. That's
Yes.
crazy.
That looks
It's-
like a thing that's been around since the 20s.
That's
I'm
like as
sorry.
old as my late grandma. It outlived grandma.
I'm
Rest in
looking
peace,
at
my
this.
granny.
She got hit by a theremin.
In the head, I guess. Made a really satisfying thunk. Thunk. Anyway, we've gotten off track.
So speaking of people dying one day, working backwards from that, one of the things that I would love to re-experience. There's a number of shows that I would love to re-experience for the first time.
Yes.
Along the lines of Steven Universe that I've seen far too many times. Your Lie in April, Boki the Rock, all sad things, minus like the child parts of Steven Universe. But there's something about a lot of these shows where like the part of my life that I watched them in for the first time, it not that I want to go back to that, but it's a reminder watching it now of how far I've come since then.
Right.
But also re-experiencing them for the first time would also be so much fun. If you're curious about why I worked backwards from where we were to where we actually no, because I'm not going to work us back to where we were again. Never mind. That's a story for another time.
Yeah,
Would you like
I'm
me to
just
work
as
backwards
confused.
from Your Lie in April to death? Because it's not that far.
Oh goodness.
well, it is April. No,
I watched it
understand.
earlier this month, actually.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I still need to get around to watching it. For me, my number of shows are significantly. It's significantly shorter than my list of movies. Like I have a lot of movies that I wish I could go back and watch for the first time. Obviously the OG, the best movie ever made, and you can sue me on that. Godzilla -1.
Excellent movie.
All the Bright Places,
That's a
Snack
good one.
Shack. I can't remember what the movie was called. It was some Owen Wilson movie that was like really, really trippy about him being like a junkie who was like homeless. I can't remember. What was the really sad one? We Live in Time. Yeah, there's a lot. But as far as like shows go, honestly, for me, probably the only one would be Gravity Falls. I love
Gravity Falls is a good show. It's a really good show. I'm the inverse. I don't have a lot of movies that I would want to rewatch again for the first time.
Yeah.
I have one or two. I'm more music I want to hear for the first time.
You know,
I am
and
movies, but
I had thought about that. I really can't think of any songs because my taste in music like moves on so quickly. That I don't really retain any of those for long periods of time. There are like a few, I'm sure, but none come to mind immediately.
I will say, Cavetown, my favorite band. I was thinking about this while we were making this, like, working through this episode. That's the way I want to phrase that. I want to re-experience it for the first time, but also Robin, the lead singer of Cavetown, currently is in the process of finding a new style that fits with him more now. And so it's almost like the band is rediscovering itself. And this is going to sound really selfish. For me, the timing is actually really great. I like a lot of their old music still, but their new music also feels really good, fits them, and also I think me more now than a lot of their older music does.
Right.
So that's been a really fun transition.
Mine is more instrumentals. The Big Ship by Brian Eno, specifically. It sounds like when you are laying in the bottom of a pool and looking up at the light coming in through the bottom of the pool, and like all the sounds from the people around you are kind of muffled, and you sit there in peace for a minute. It's very specific, but that's what it sounds like to me. And I really like it.
That sounds really cool, actually. What did you say it was called?
It's called The Big Ship.
Oh. Okay.
SHIP.
I'm glad you re-clarified for anybody in the back.
Yeah, but no, in the front.
You're welcome.
Me. On the stage.
On the stage.
Really
Re-clarify for those on the stage, please.
There's
just staring directly at me.
A couple of other ones that I really like. I'm trying to find. There's one that's a really weird one. These instrumentals are gonna be really weird, guys, because I like my trippy hippie music. Okay. There's one called "In the Airplane Over the Sea," and the artist is Neutral Milk Hotel.
I
It's
see.
a fantastic piece of music. And the third one I can't pronounce. It's like Eki Muk.
Eki Muk.
EKKIM accented UKK.
Which accent is it? Like
it's like a little dash above a word.
Okay.
It's not like an umlaut or
Okay,
anything.
that's the only accent for you I know is the umlaut, and I'm like, is there like the apostrophe looking
I
ones?
don't know. But it's a very pretty piece of music. It's kind of haunting. I really like it. If you ever want some music that sounds like, laying in a quiet, dark room by yourself, and you have nothing to worry about other than existing, I have some great music recommendations for you if that's something that you want. But it nothing hits quite as hard for those pieces of music as listening to them for the first time. And I wish I could, just because the peace that I felt when listening to them for the very first time is so profound, and I cannot replicate it without finding more pieces of music like it.
Yeah.
Wow. That is deeply unfortunate.
I know, it really sucks. There's still great pieces of music to listen to, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would hope so. Yeah, actually, yeah, they kind of suck.
It's great the first time. Absolutely
Outside
horrific
of the
every other time.
specific.
So I just did a brief glance, which, Aiden, if you have something to contribute, I'm sorry, I'll be quick. I know we've kind of been talking a lot. I just did a brief glance through my playlist briefly. Well, one of them, my main playlist is Behemoth. But Julia Wolf, I don't know if it's recently, but it just recently got like really, really popular, called In My Room. And that song, while it's not super nostalgic for me, it has the sound that kind of instills that feeling in you. It's got the sound that kind of reminds me, like, it just makes me think of like old like emo music, like from like the early like 2010s, which is like what started me on expanding my music tastes, was like emo rock. And I don't know, it's got something about it that when you listen to it, it kind of makes you feel like, a kid again, looking through like Toys R Us catalogs and seeing like commercials on TV for like random, crappy toys like Fushigi and moon shoes,
Dude, I had
stupid
a
stuff
pillow
like that.
puff.
Emo.
Pillow
pet? Yeah.
Oh, I never got to have one of those, but I remember those.
Emo Bionicle songs, which I didn't know were emo when I was a kid.
That's hilarious. That makes it even better.
I thought it was just rock. I'll be honest.
I mean,
I'm sorry. You said emo Bionicle songs?
Yes.
Yeah, all of the ad songs for Bionicles were emo.
Yeah.
That's actually incredible.
Isn't it?
Yeah, they all were. Two of my favorites were Creeping in My Soul, Creeps from the Deep. That was the line of Bionicles, the Baraki. And then the Fantoka, Gravity Hurts, all done by Cryoshell.
good on you, Cryo Shell.
I wasn't really into the Bionicles as much. I remember like when the first movie came out, and I think it was the first one. I don't know, whichever one had like the masks. And
the craziest thing, I never watched the movie.
I remember looking at the movie and being like, "Wow, like that looks so cool," and then that was it. That was about the extent of.
I watched the movies way later, after like 30 Bionicle models down the line, and I'm like, dang, this must have been a great movie at the time.
Right.
Wow,
I'm sure that was great.
I wish I could experience it for the first time when it came out, is the extra added stipulation.
When I was the target audience, which I'm not anymore.
When I was a young warthog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all have that with a lot of things. Like, I wish I had experienced this in its prime when I wouldn't have had like a tainted opinion of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
I
know
have that
things.
with video games.
I know a lot of people like have that with like Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Like a lot of people loved that movie as a kid, and like going back and like looking at it now, you're like, what is this hot pile of garbage?
That is my opinion of Spy Kids.
Spy Kids, yes.
My
Spy
opinion of Spy Kids
Kids.
when I watched it, I was like, this was cinema?
Yes.
But
It was
yes,
absolute
it
cinema.
was.
I mean, like, Spy Kids 3 is such a trip. And, like, I know a lot of people do, like, you know, like commentaries on, or like breakdowns of the movie and like how just atrocious it is. But, like, just the casting was, you look back and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
They had so many stars in those movies. I'm like, how did you sign them up for this?
They all just wanted to have fun. That's what I'm convinced. It was an easy sell because people already liked the franchise, and it was more fun to do than a serious movie.
Yeah, that's
Elijah
fair.
Wood is in like everything now. He's been in video games too. Like,
well, same thing with what is his name? The guy who plays Billy Butcher in The Boys.
That dude. Oh, what is his name? He plays
no idea.
Eomir in Lord of the Rings.
Yes, that dude.
oh,
He's been collecting franchises like Infinity Stones. I mean, he's in Lord of the Rings.
He's gonna snap on all
Marvel.
cinemas.
Carl
gonna be deleted.
Urban.
Carl Urban, yes.
Of course, he's a New Zealand actor. New Zealand actors are phenomenal.
I'm pretty sure he's also been in Star Wars. I could be wrong.
That
He might have been.
I'm sure I
Hold
would
on.
remember him if he was in Star Wars.
He's been in like a lot of stuff now.
I don't know, because he also, like, they typically do a really good job of making him not look like him.
Yeah,
Like, you don't even realize it's him until, like, more than halfway through the whatever you're watching.
This is terrible. So he was in Star Wars.
Ooh,
He was a
movie?
random stormtrooper in The Force Awakens.
okay, that
That is
is cheating.
funny.
no. He was in it.
You can't see his face. You don't know it's him.
You do hear his voice.
You hear his voice as he turns and looks at one of those other stormtroopers and goes, "Oi, Huey."
Speaking of actors, I wish that I had a lot more of like experiencing for the first time Sir Christopher Lee stuff
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
before he passed away.
Yep.
Sir Christopher Lee, I'm convinced, is like the man among men. We will not have another person like him in our time.
He was, if anyone was the main character, it would have been him. That's why the world's falling apart now.
Yeah.
The main character died. Somebody forgot to
That's
keep
Oh,
it
that
exactly
makes a
what
lot of sense,
happened.
actually.
Yeah.
That's it, everybody. We solved the
Well, I mean,
the
it's either
mystery.
him or Harambe, so you know.
I would
He
like
was
to
in nearly-
believe.
Sorry, go ahead.
Huh? I like to believe it was Sir Christopher Lee and not Harambe that caused the collapse of society.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
He was our anchor being.
he was.
He was in nearly 280 films.
I
That's
know.
insane.
It's-
Not to mention the metal Christmas album he made, and like,
And the fact that
did
he was also
3
knighted.
years of metal music. by
yeah,
the
he
way.
was also-
knighted. Yeah,
He was in the Air Force for during World War II.
He was the inspiration for 007.
No way.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
His
crazy.
cousin
serious.
is the author of the book.
That's insane.
That's what we're
that's
saying.
wild
It's
piece of lore.
He would argue with people every time his character had to die, right? Because he would be like, that's not how dying people sound. And he was drawing from actual experience because he was actually a spy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember watching the clip of the Lord of the Rings one when he was playing Saruman.
Mm-hmm. He also was a descendant of Charlemagne.
Bro had the lore TM.
He did. He really did.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies, back on topic.
Yeah, sorry. Just had to glaze circus for...
I wish I could go back in time. And this might not be a nostalgia thing, but it's something that I wish I could experience properly. I have recently discovered that I actually like going to the movies. If you had asked me about a year ago, I would have said I hate going to the movies, but I go because I want to hang out with people.
Right.
Turns out I like going to movies that I actually want to go and see.
Amazing how that works.
It's crazy how that works. So I wish I could go back and experience going to the movies. And I feel I feel kind of bratty when I say it like that, because like my parents wanted to almost spoil us. We couldn't afford a lot when we were growing up. So every time we went to the movies, it was kind of spoiling us. But there wasn't a lot that I was actually interested in seeing. I just would go and see because my family was going and seeing. And so when I say it like that, I feel kind of bratty and like an ingrate. But the truth of the matter is, it is so much more enjoyable to go and see movies that actually interest you. And I wish I could do that as a kid more often, I guess I should say, because I did get to go and see Sherlock Holmes 2, the midnight premiere of Sherlock Holmes 2, the Robert Downey Jr. version. In theaters. And that was formative for me. I really enjoyed that, and I wish I could do that again.
Which one was that? That was a Game of Shadows, right?
Yes. It was. And in my opinion, a more faithful interpretation than Benedict Cucumber Patches.
Yeah, agreed.
As somebody who has read all of the books multiple times. But that's just me.
One of the games I would like to re-experience for the first time, and so I'll just a little pre-thing. I consider this game my favorite game that I have never played. Outer Wilds, not to be confused with Outer Worlds, is a puzzle game, and I'm not going to spoil anything about the story or the puzzles or anything like that, because it is best experienced blind. And I, being a person that enjoys watching things and didn't know if I would enjoy the game, watched a full playthrough of the game, which has ruined the game. You cannot play through that game after you have watched it, because you know all of the puzzles, like the solutions. You can speedrun that game in literally, like, not even speedrun. You can make it through that game in 3 minutes if you know how it ends. It's one of those games. Yeah. So for anybody that is vaguely interested in the game, I highly recommend going in as blind as possible. But that is one of the games that I would love to have somebody sit me down and basically be like, play this game, you will like it. Don't watch anything else on it. You will enjoy experiencing it for the first time, because it is a truly beautiful game. And the puzzles are pretty interesting, some of them. So,
speaking of games, there's not a game that, I mean, technically the game I have in mind, it's not one that I would want to experience again for the first time, but it's definitely one that I'd love to just experience again. It's a really dumb game called Bugdom.
Bugdom?
Bugdom.
Yes.
Like Bug Kingdom?
Yes. So you were, it was sort of a Mario-esque type of situation. You were a roly-poly that was like the hero of the Bug Kingdom. and some ants, led by an evil ant king, kidnapped all of the other bugs. So you as Bugdom, or as like the little roly-poly, I don't know his actual name, had to use your roly-poly powers, or pillbug powers, however you want to do that, to fight ants and other various bugs. It was a platformer. It was a 3D platformer on the computer using basic polygon graphics. But I was enamored as a child.
It was Aiden's first love.
Briefly played it, never played it again. Would love to revisit sometime.
I'm sure you could find a ROM,
probably an
or
emulator or somewhere.
Yeah, that, or I'm sure. I don't know how much the CD would sell for, but
yeah.
I had a very similar situation with Freddy Fish 5.
Freddy Fish 5.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I still have the CD for that somewhere. I swear it's in my house somewhere. But yeah.
Very cool.
I really would like to go back and play for the first time this game that RJ watched me play like 2.5-ish years ago at this point, I think.
I think I know which one this one is.
It's called An Old Man's Journey.
Oh,
it's not the one I thought it was.
I thought that was going somewhere else. I thought you were going to say, Thank Goodness You're Here.
Oh man, I would love to go back and play Thank Goodness You're Here for the first time. I wasn't even thinking about that. But like, I get the same amount of enjoyment out of Thank Goodness You're Here every time I play it. I'm like a child who's like, again. So that one hasn't lost its magic on me. But one that I cannot play again, that I wish I could play again, is Old Man's Journey. And it's just because the story was so interesting and there was not a single word spoken in the game. And it made me mad. The ending made me so mad, but it was a good ending. So, like, I don't know. It was really good. It was a very well done game. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. You should go and play it. 12 out of 10. Excellent game.
I need to replay A Night in the Woods.
Yes.
That's mine of that.
Oh, you know what one for me is?
What?
The Plucky Squire.
Oh, that's such a good game.
Oh yeah, that was a fun game to watch.
It was very short, only a couple hours worth of gameplay. But man, oh man, that game just had so much to offer, and all of it was just, you could just feel the love of the developers in every single aspect of that game. And it was just really cute. The story wasn't like much to, write home about. It was pretty simplistic, but it was fun. And I really enjoyed that. I've been waiting, because I had kept tabs on that game ever since they first announced it. And I was sitting there and I was watching and waiting for them to finally release this game. And when they finally did, I was like, oh, let's go. So I bought it. And
nice.
It's great.
It's a good game. It's a great game to watch, too.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone at this point has heard of Expedition 33 because it went absolutely ballistic.
Joe Nutso Bananas.
Yeah, so I wish I could experience its mechanics again for the first time. The story was great, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's one of those that if I sat through and watched the cutscenes as a movie, I would still feel the same way about the story. But something about playing through the actual game itself was a lot of fun. Not even just the story that it told. And for some reason, I have struggled trying to get back into that game now that I've pretty much finished it because learning the mechanics while playing through it is half the fun of playing the game. And now that I know how like the system, like the upgrade system and everything works, I will struggle to not automatically min-max it because I already know what I would build. And learning what I want to build on each character is part of the fun. To me.
It's very agreeable. You know, there are bits of literature I do wish that I could reread for the first time, like Ender's Game. That one was a fun read for me. And certain mangas as well. I'd very much like to. There's one called The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, and I've already told everyone here, but for the listeners, that manga only exists because Attack on Titan exists. And the author was like, I want to make something that makes people smile and is nice. And just a sweet story. And it is. It's so pleasant. But yeah, it'd be fun to reread that.
I know it's slightly off topic, but RJ had mentioned one earlier. A series that got a movie or like a book series that got a complete anything media wise outside of the book. Mine is Land of the Lustrous, got one season, and I don't think they're ever going to finish the show. And it makes me so mad because I'm currently rereading the manga because it's the only manga I've ever read. I don't read much anymore. So first of all, experiencing that again for the first time, because the ending of that is a trip. Read it and you'll see, but great ending. But also, I now want to see it animated so much because the animation I thought was really good for the show. And having experienced the first part of it, is it against the spirit of this episode to say I almost wish I hadn't watched the show? Because we're never going to see the end of the show. And I love the manga so much.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put that one out there.
Understandable. I have one that's almost similar, but not quite. But it's a video game. It's not a show. And it's the Dark Side Detective series.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're making any more. And I'm sad about it. And I'm hooked. I love the world building. I love the wonkiness. I love the detective and his cop buddy. It makes me so happy, and also I am so sad. They're great games. They really are. You should play them, but also don't.
But also
yes.
do?
Yes. But also do.
Got it.
More importantly, play them to understand Riley's pain.
Or just to understand me as a person, because I feel like the sense of humor in those video games, and the sense of style of the video game, just fits me as a person. So, yeah.
Well, where'd our host go?
I just realized my mic was muted. I'm so sorry. I had to blow the ever-loving snot out of my nose. Aiden, you got words for us today, bud?
I do have words. It's not a big list.
That's okay.
Shoot, I forgot how this one is said.
Spell it.
Well, no, it's not a mod. What was the noise I made?
Oh.
Yeah. This broadcast was brought to you by these words.
There it is.
Therapy. Theramin. R.I.P. Grandma. Thunk. And the illustrious Sir Christopher Lee. Thanks for listening.
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
That was fantastic.
Wow.
Wow. I will say, I almost got to re-experience some of these things for the first time if I hit my head any harder today, I think.
Lord have mercy.
Only if you believe in reincarnation. Anyway, thank you everyone so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our little trip down memory lane. And if you have any other nostalgic things that you wish you could re-experience, make sure you drop it in the comments. And I guess we'll see you guys in the next one. And happy brunch to Fiandari, Indonesia.
Happy brunch, Fiandari.
Salamat pagi.
Bye.
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 I don't think that's happy brunch. That's not how that's said.